Well, spring is on our heels, so let's talk about what you can do in your TCM clinic and what to know for the exam also in terms of the springtime. Okay, so spring obviously is wood time, it is liver time. So, what we can do with patients at this time is we can start adjusting their diet. Now, remember in TCM dietary, it is patient first and season second. So, their pattern is going to win out over what you do within the season. But if you're just doing prevention with your patient and they're doing quite well, then in the springtime you can change their diet up and you can add more things like what flavors do you think? We did the 5 flavors in a previous video, and I want you to think of the springtime, which is a yang within yin time, right? The yang is growing out of the winter yin time. So we want to match the patient's body and our own bodies with the energy of the atmosphere. So remember, the springtime things are going up and out. This is probably why wood is associated with springtime, the liver, because that liver energy loves to go up and out. It's its natural way. So do you think you'd choose a flavor that would bring the energy down, like salty or bitter, or sour to bring it in? Or do you think you'd choose things more like sweet and pungent to bring the energy up and out? Well, if you chose sweet and pungent, then you're absolutely correct. We want to mimic the energy of the season. You don't want to oppose it, because if the energy is going this way and you're eating a lot of foods that are taking energy this way, you can get a lot of stasis conditions and just kind of general imbalances. So at the springtime, you can start choosing much more sweet and pungent foods. So things like sweeteners, no, not sugar, no, but molasses or a little bit of honey. Lots of fruit is sweet. And pungents, there's lots of herbs and spices that have a great pungent to them. Remember, these videos are just tiny little tidbits. This is a whole, 4-hour lesson to discuss exactly the foods and all this kind of stuff. Your cooking method is going to change. So because we're trying to promote a lighter, quicker, upward, outward energy in the spring, then we're going to ask the patient to cook like that. So steaming, flash fries, really, not French fries, but flash frying, stir fries that are very quick. These are the great cooking methods because they're fast and they give a nice fast energy in the body. Think about too what grows in the springtime. Think about lettuce, right? You plant lettuce and you blink, and then your eyes open back up, and there it's already growing, right? It's this really beautiful, fast energy. And a lot of spring food is like that because the energy is going up and out and going faster. I'm going to stop doing this all the time. So there we go, sweet and pungent foods. Flash fry, steaming, just kind of faster cooking methods are really great at this time of year. Let's also talk about needling for a moment. So when you're needling your patient, can you think of the depth you might think about going to? Now, again, it's patient first and season second, very important to remember, but where is the energy in the spring? Well, it's coming up towards the surface. And in the Huangdi Neijing, they say to needle at the hair level, which means really, really superficial. So if you're just doing prevention treatment for your patients or transitioning them from winter to spring, you're going to put your needles in much more shallow because that's where the energy is. You don't want to drive energy down in the body. You want to work more at the shallow level. Patient pattern first, season second. And we're going to do a video that is going to talk about just various needling depths and what you have to consider for that. So we're just doing the season 1 here. So there you go. That's the main things for diet and needling. And you can say things to your patient like, well, you can start getting up with the sunrise, right? In the summer, you want to get up an hour before sunrise, and then in the spring it's with sunrise. So you're really kind of mimicking the yang energy. You can start staying up a little bit later, and you can get up with sunrise. The yang months require a little bit less sleep than do the winter months because it's yang energy. There's lots available in the atmosphere, whereas in the winter and autumn there's less available, and it's a bit of a hibernation time. So that's great. And also they can start to increase their exercise and movement. Basically anything that's going to promote more yang activity, more up and out, is really great in the springtime. Creative ideas start flowing in the spring. If anyone ever gets writer's block in the winter, it could very well be because the energy's really gone in at that time. And the springtime is a great time for acting on creative ideas. Winter might be good for writing or thinking of the creative ideas, and then springtime for acting on them and pushing those goals forward, maybe even goal setting for the year. Very active yang movement, forward moving time. So just common sense, this idea. It's a yang time, the beginning of yang. It's up and out. I'm not doing my hand motion again because I've done it 100 times in this video. So anything that's promoting that movement is really great for springtime.